What if a subtle change you noticed yesterday morning while buttering your toast was actually your brain desperately trying to wave a red flag? Most people over 60 dismiss these fleeting, quiet moments as a normal consequence of getting older or just a bad night of sleep. Yet clinicians frequently trace these exact patterns back through a patient's history right before a major vascular event. The final warning sign we are covering today is arguably the most deceptive of all, because it looks exactly like the type of everyday forgetfulness we usually laugh off with our friends. Hello, I am Dr. Robert Vance. For many years, my primary focus has been helping older adults decode the subtle, quiet language of the body, long before a health challenge turns into an emergency. Before we delve into these critical patterns, please remember that the information we are sharing today is strictly for educational and awareness purposes. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment, and if you or someone near you ever experiences sudden, severe neurological shifts, calling for emergency medical services immediately is always the correct course of action. My goal today is to give you and your family the quiet confidence that comes from truly understanding how your circulatory system communicates. To understand how the brain broadcasts these early warning signs up to 3 days in advance, it helps to visualize how it receives its daily energy. Imagine your brain as a beautifully complex, bustling city. Every single block, neighborhood, and street corner requires a continuous high-pressure supply of electricity and fresh water to keep the lights on and the machinery running smoothly. In your body, that life-giving supply travels through a massive, intricate network of blood vessels, which function exactly like high-pressure water pipes. Because the brain is an incredibly active and hungry organ, it consumes an immense amount of your body's total oxygen supply, even though it represents only a tiny fraction of your physical weight. If the pressure in just one small pipe dips for a few brief moments, or if a microscopic piece of debris creates a temporary traffic jam, the specific neighborhood supplied by that vessel will experience a brief, sudden power flicker. In the medical community, we refer to these temporary power flickers as transient ischemic attacks, or TIAs. While many people casually refer to them as mini strokes, I prefer to view them as the body's ultimate protective early warning system. When a tiny clot temporarily narrows an artery and then naturally dissolves or moves along, the physical symptoms can appear in an instant and then vanish just as quickly, often lasting for less than 10 minutes. Because the sweet relief of feeling completely normal returns so fast, a staggering number of folks decide not to mention it to their spouse or their doctor, assuming the passing cloud means the danger is entirely gone. However, a patient I saw a few years ago learned the hard way that ignoring these brief flickers can be a costly mistake. And what we discovered during his routine workup completely reinforced how I teach families to spot these signs. We will talk about his specific story in just a moment. Let us explore the first subtle warning sign that can appear days before a crisis, which involves a sudden, unusual shift in how you see the world around you. Picture yourself sitting comfortably in your favorite armchair near the window, enjoying the afternoon sunlight while reading a book or checking the local news. Suddenly, the text on the page appears slightly blurry, or you feel as though someone has placed a thin, smoky piece of gray glass directly over one of your eyes. You might blink firmly a few times, rub your eyelids, or polish your reading glasses, and within a few short minutes, your vision snaps right back to perfect clarity. It is incredibly easy to blame this on dry eyes, an accumulation of dust, or simple fatigue from staring at a page too long. When a slow internal change is unfolding, a temporary, completely painless dimming of sight in one eye is a classic clue that healthcare providers evaluate with immense care. To understand why this happens, picture that main pipeline coming up through your neck, which eventually branches off into smaller pathways. One of the very first major branches goes directly to the back of your eye, providing the blood supply to the optic nerve and the retina. If a microscopic particle briefly restricts the flow through that specific branch, it acts exactly like a temporary shadow falling across your field of view. Patients sometimes describe it to me as a dark window shade being pulled down halfway over one eye and then rolled back up a few moments later. It does not have to be a total loss of sight. Even a brief, unexplainable episode of double vision or sudden clumsiness when trying to pour water into a glass can be a manifestation of this temporary blood flow change. This leads us directly to the second warning sign, which is frequently misidentified as a minor muscle strain or the simple result of sleeping in an awkward position. Imagine waking up on a crisp morning, swinging your legs out from under the blankets, and noticing a peculiar heavy sensation in one of your arms or a strange dull numbness traveling down to your fingertips. You walk toward the kitchen to start the coffee, but you notice your foot feels just a bit clumsy, perhaps dragging slightly on the rug or making a soft scuffing sound as you move. For many folks over 60, the natural instinct is to assume a nerve was pinched in the neck overnight or that their arthritis is acting up due to a shift in the weather. They shake their arm out, walk around for a bit, and as the strength and sensation return to normal over the next hour, they put it entirely out of their mind. The defining characteristic of this type of warning sign is that it almost always impacts only one side of the body. Your brain is wired in a cross pattern. The left side of your brain manages the right side of your body, and the right side of your brain manages the left. If a tiny blood vessel on the left side experiences a brief transient drop in circulation, the physical reaction will manifest as a temporary loss of strength or an unexplainable clumsiness in your right hand, your right leg, or even the right corner of your smile. It might look like suddenly dropping a coffee mug you thought you had a firm grip on, or feeling like your knee wants to give way for just a brief window of time. Because it goes away completely, it is easy to disregard, but keeping a simple log of these one-sided patterns in a personal health journal can be incredibly valuable for your next medical checkup. The third sign is entirely centered on how we express ourselves and understand the conversations around us. Let us say you are sitting at the dinner table enjoying a wonderful evening meal with your family or close friends. You are in the middle of sharing a story and suddenly you know exactly what word you want to use, but your tongue feels unusually heavy and the sound that comes out is just a little bit fuzzy, thick, or out of order. Or perhaps you are listening to your spouse speak and for a few seconds their sentences sound like a completely foreign language that your mind simply cannot puzzle together. You pause, take a sip of water, clear your throat, and within a few moments the mental cloud breaks and you can speak and understand perfectly again. When this occurs, people often chuckle and say they're just having a senior moment or that they are getting a bit tongue-tied as the years roll by. But our ability to form clear sentences and decode spoken language is managed by highly specialized, delicate neighborhoods in the brain that require a massive, steady stream of oxygen. When blood flow to these specific communication hubs slows down even fractionally, it can cause a temporary disruption in how your brain processes language, like brief static on a radio station. This is an early indicator that doctors evaluate with absolute seriousness because variations in speech clarity, even if they last for less than a minute, offer a direct look into the current state of cerebral circulation. Let us pause for just a brief moment because we are covering some truly vital insights about how our bodies protect us. If you are finding this information helpful and feel it is bringing a sense of clarity to your health journey, please take a quick second to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. It tells me that you are engaged and it helps our health community grow so we can keep creating deep dive explanations for health conscious seniors everywhere. I am deeply grateful to have you with us on this journey. Now let us turn our attention to the fourth warning sign, which is often completely misdiagnosed by patients as a simple inner ear issue, a sudden drop in blood pressure, or a mild bout of dehydration. Imagine you are standing up from your favorite living room chair to walk into the kitchen, and the entire room suddenly feels like it is tilting sideways, or you experience an abrupt, unexplainable wave of dizziness that forces you to reach out and steady yourself against the wall. Your heart might do a quick flutter and you feel a bit unsteady on your feet, as though you are trying to walk on the deck of a ship in rough seas. Usually after sitting back down and resting quietly for a few moments, the room stops spinning, your balance returns, and you feel completely fine to go about your day. It is incredibly easy to attribute this to standing up too fast or not drinking enough water throughout the morning. While those are very common and benign explanations, a sudden, unexplained loss of balance or severe dizziness can sometimes be associated with a brief slowdown of blood flow to the back part of the brain, known as the cerebellum. This specific region acts as your body's master balance computer, constantly receiving signals from your eyes, your inner ears, and your joints to keep you upright and steady. If that computer experiences a temporary drop in power, your coordination can falter instantly. When a brief spell of dizziness happens completely out of nowhere and is accompanied by any of the other subtle shifts we are discussing, it is a combination that warrants an unhurried, thoughtful conversation with your physician. The fifth warning sign is arguably the quietest and most easily overlooked, especially by loved ones and caregivers. Imagine a spouse or a close friend who is normally sharp, organized, and highly attentive, suddenly experiencing a brief, intense episode of confusion or difficulty understanding simple instructions. They might struggle to figure out how to use the television remote control that they have operated every day for years, or they might look at a familiar recipe and feel completely overwhelmed by the steps. A few minutes later, their mental clarity returns, they apologize for being distracted, and they return to their usual capable self. These sudden temporary shifts in mental clarity or spatial awareness can be a subtle sign that the deeper pathways of the brain are experiencing a brief, transient dip in their nutrient supply. It is not the slow, gradual decline we typically associate with cognitive changes over years. Rather, it is a sudden, uncharacteristic fluctuation that comes out of nowhere and goes away just as quickly. When we are looking after a spouse or an aging family member, it is easy to assume they are just tired or having an off day. But paying attention to these brief, unexplained changes in cognitive function is one of the most powerful tools we have in preventative health care. I want you to take a deep, reassuring breath and remember that learning about these neurological warning signs should never bring up a sense of fear or helplessness. Look at this knowledge not as a cause for anxiety, but as your personal shield. The entire purpose of understanding these early signs is to empower you to become an active, informed partner in your own care. When you know what to look for, you are no longer powerless. You can take proactive, calm steps to support your vascular health long before an emergency ever arises. Many people who visit my clinic feel an immense sense of relief simply by learning that these signs exist, because it takes away the mystery of how the body functions. When you share these subtle experiences with your healthcare team, they have an exceptional toolkit of safe diagnostic options to see exactly what is happening inside your circulatory system. Your doctor might order a completely painless ultrasound of your neck, which uses simple sound waves to create a clear visual map of the major arteries, checking to ensure the pathways are wide open and smooth. They may also suggest a routine imaging scan of your head, such as an MRI or a CT scan, which allows them to look closely at the delicate brain tissue and the smaller blood vessels to verify that everything is operating exactly as it should. These tests are straightforward, safe, and provide an immense amount of personal empowerment and peace of mind for both you and your family. While you are working alongside your physician to monitor your vascular health, there are several beautiful, proactive steps you can take right in the comfort of your own home to support your brain's circulation every single day. One of the most powerful and immediate choices involves something as simple as proper hydration. Think about how a thick fluid moves through a narrow straw compared to a light, clear fluid. When we do not drink enough water throughout the day, our blood volume can drop slightly, causing the circulation to become just a little bit more sluggish, especially in the tiny microscopic vessels at the very tips of our extremities and deep within the brain. Making a conscious effort to keep a water glass nearby and sipping smoothly throughout the day is a wonderful, basic habit that supports healthy blood flow and keeps your cellular machinery running at its best. Another magnificent way to support your long-term vascular health is through gentle, consistent movement that you truly enjoy. You do not need to engage in intense, exhausting workouts to protect your brain. Rather, a dedicated 20 or 30-minute walk around your neighborhood, some light gardening in the backyard, or moving gently through some stretching exercises in your living room can work wonders. When you move your muscles, your heart pumps more efficiently, your blood vessels naturally expand and become more flexible, and your body releases natural protective factors that support the health of your arterial linings. It is all about consistency and finding joy in keeping your body moving, which in turn keeps that internal furnace burning bright and clean. Let us take a comfortable moment to summarize the most important insights we have shared today so you can carry this knowledge with you with absolute confidence. Your brain is a brilliant, highly sophisticated organ that values safety above all else, and it will often send out quiet warning signals up to 72 hours before a major circulatory challenge occurs. If you or a loved one ever notice a temporary, fleeting episode of a single eye dimming like a window shade, a sudden clumsiness or heavy numbness on just one side of your body, a brief slurring or difficulty finding the right words at the dinner table, an abrupt wave of dizziness that steals your balance, or a sudden, temporary patch of mental confusion that quickly clears away, please pay attention. Look at these signs not as a failure of your health, but as a gentle, clear invitation from your body to pause, listen, and seek a little bit of support from a professional. As Dr. Robert Vance, my ultimate goal is to see you live a long, vibrant life filled with sharp mental clarity, physical strength, and complete independence. Protecting your health does not mean living in a state of constant worry. It means becoming a thoughtful, observant steward of the beautiful body you inhabit. A simple, routine conversation with a physician you trust is often all it takes to investigate these early clues, map out a clear plan of support, and give you the peace of mind to focus on what truly matters in life. Thank you so much for choosing to spend this valuable time with me today. It is a genuine privilege to sit down with you and share these important principles of preventative health and longevity. If this conversation has brought you a sense of clarity, encouragement, and personal empowerment, please remember to share it with someone you care about today. Take wonderful care of yourself, listen closely to the quiet whispers of your body, and I look forward to our very next talk together. Wishing you deep peace, vibrant health, and a truly beautiful day ahead.